Oh, great. It's Kiana James.
The following contest is an Iron Woman match. Making her way to the ring from Sioux City, Iowa, Kiana James.
One of the biggest things to happen to the women's division. Literally.
And her opponent from Rio Grande Valley, Texas, Raquel Rodriguez.
And NXT Rodriguez won the first ever Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. We're the first ever NXT Women's Tag Team Champions.
Well, Cole, you can bet Raquel has some more firsts in store for the main roster.
And here we go, Iron Man match time. It's no secret that this is one of the most strenuous match types in all of sports entertainment.
Yeah,
and here we go, Iron Man match time. It's no secret that this is one of the most strenuous match types in all of sports entertainment.
Yeah,
and here we go, Iron Man match time. It's no secret that this is one of the most strenuous match types in all of sports entertainment.
Yeah,
and here we go, Iron Man match time. It's no secret that this is one of the most strenuous match types in all of sports entertainment.
yeah,
And here we go, Iron Man match time. It's no secret that this is one of the most strenuous match types in all of sports entertainment. And here we go, Iron Man match time. It's no secret that this is one of the most strenuous match types in all of sports entertainment. And Iron Man match time. It's no secret that this is one of the most strenuous
wondered, breathing was strangely so good. Grandfather really sat by the window, watching the summer sunset. My dear, he always looked
Tossing their opponent into position, making the climb.
Sunset time. Raindrops of dry soil out. It was what happened.
He's able to get the ball here.
Special mixture of dark clouds and
Shot.
where for thousands of years, millions of
No other way to say it, guys. That looked like it hurt.
She's able to get over there. Really smiling. What else that now? All over the years
A steady stream of moves taking out Kiana James. Kiana needs to figure things out.
Breathing was deep.
And Raquel Rodriguez with an epic. Powerbomb's not meant to be pretty, but oh man, does it get the job done. Pretty sure they're not going to be taking any more of those.
He always looked for
She had that scouted.
but her absolute releasing a special mixture of oil. It was what happened right after the there were thousands of years, humans and animals, and the old set unlike cows. Really pushed the bedroom. Mama said you grow. It's really
Kick from the middle.
I
think she's looking to end things here.
What is that I call the mythical blood?
Get it stuck to the arm.
Breathing is graceful. The grandfather really sat by me.
Looks like a play to go after the legs now. Pain must be shooting through that leg now.
Always love the years running with raindrops.
Kiana James sharing her opinion with her opponent. There's the deal breaker.
Releasing a special mixture of
Get it forward under her belt here.
in the 4,000
Wait a second, could be a matter of time. Submission being locked in. Could we be looking at a fall here? Trying to break out of this grip and is able to do it. Escapes the hold before irreparable damage is done. She's launched out of the ring.
What is that wonderful sound? Comes from
Not the prettiest thing you'll ever see, but it sure looks effective from here.
Why does rain
Elbow drop. Piercing. And gets tossed back into the mat.
But her absolute releasing a special mixture of words. It was what happened right after dinner. 4,000 years.
Completely flattened, and that should do it. That has to do it.
Really pushed the bedroom. Mama,
Hanging on for dear life. She's going. And she scored the ball. Vicious. Sound of the glove right there. Look at the power Raquel Rodriguez has her opponent open. The slam. Had the amount of force that came to it naturally. Rodriguez has this wrapped up.
that wonderful feeling. Comes from one week, breathing in deep and I for the grandfather of the dog. Why
Right to the midsection.
Sadly sat by her window, smell of beer.
Now look at this ruthlessness in the bottom turnbuckle.
She always looked the rhythmic raindrops on the glass. But her
Kiana
actions
James sharing her opinion with her opponent.
There's a time for thousands of years. Humans and
Adding to her scores late into the match.
but Lily pushed the bedroom.
Kiana James, a big and she gets the fall. Kiana James has become relentless. Kiana just smothering her opponents with offense. And Raquel looks rocked after that attack.
Yeah, and at this point, Raquel's threshold for pain is being pushed to the limit.
He's always loved the rhythm running with raindrops on the glass. Absolute raindrops on the glass. Releasing a special mixture of oils and molecules for thousands of years. Millions of
Reversal from Raquel.
Raquel able to interrupt these attacks for her.
Raquel gave herself a window. She has to go full throttle now.
There's enough to knock a normal person out.
Breathing in deep and I for the grandfather.
Wicked kick to the face.
Why does
She's either rising to her feet. This is her opportunity. She's killing Raquel. And she's going to fall. From the middle low. Sheer force that landing was probably enough to fracture a few bones. Elbow drop. Piercing.
A steady stream of moves taken out Kiana James.
Kiana needs to figure things out.
But it's manhandling their opponent.
A following slam.
It couldn't have felt good being shoved around like that.
Breathing in the deeply. So why does rain smell so good? Lily sat by her window. That is my
Just deadlifting their opponent.
Tossing their opponent like they're nothing.
Watching her pray rise. We know what she's looking for here. Catches the kick. Just Kiana feels the blood staring daggers at her here. Counters right into the breadbasket.
She's on new legs, not looking good.
Measuring
You're technical. Comes from the Greek Texas and I pour the mythical blood of the gods. Why does rain smell so good? Lily sat by her window, watching the summer thunderstorm rain. She always loved the rhythmic drumming of raindrops on the glass. But her absolute favorite part was the sound. It was what happened right after the rain stopped. As the dark clouds began to drip away in the
Rising
garden.
into a precarious position. Lift off. Diving hammer, shoulders down.
Welcome back to the next episode of Hermitcraft. Yep, I've fallen in the hole that I have spent a lot of time off camera digging and clearing of water. I have needed some farms in here for quite some time, and this hole is where I'm going to put them. But I spent so long making the hole that I've actually forgotten what farms I was going to put in it.
A lot
So
of the
I thought I'd
farming
make a
problems are
little
against us.
I have a slightly different take.
No politician is going to dare to touch him because he's instantly fried.
Discrimination against the scheduled castes is ended has still not arrived in India.
He's a major advocate of reservations. Even within reservations, it's possible to promote.
What do you really mean by merit? Reservations are not contrary to merit.
I'm just curious what would happen if
I don't think India has come to that level of it.
Dr. Thiru, you note how reservations originally envisioned by Dr. Ambedkar, and as you quote, were a temporary corrective, but today have become politically untouchable. I'm from GLC myself, and 50%, more than 50% of seats are reserved, and we work with this Irons network with so many young people. We hear this quite often, and there is a growing concern that merit is often being compromised in the name of reservations. Do you believe India can ever move beyond reservations, or are they too entrenched and would back on them?
I think they're very, very entrenched. In fact, the irony is a lot of the founding fathers were against it, including Mr. Nehru has written about it, and this is the chief minister saying why he's opposed to it. There's even a debatable proposition that we get into the couple of Ambedkar wanted at the end of 10 years reservations. But the fact of the matter is that here to stay, America, I don't know how many of you have knowledge of this, but the American subway system, the underground subway system in America, has 3 rails. There are 2 rails on which the train runs. And in between there is a 3rd rail, which generates the electricity on which the train. Now, if you accidentally touch the 3rd rail, you're instantly electrocuted. Reservations in 3rd rail. No politician is going to dare to touch them because he's instantly fried. So the result is very, very serious. That whatever intellectual disagreements and discussions when even sort of the great grandson of Mr. Nehru is a major advocate of reservations. I think those who have intellectual difficulties with this notion will have to sit back and say, this we can't touch. We need to try and ensure the promotion of knowledge. I've been advocating for a long time that many of these sort of underprivileged communities, underprivileged by class, caste, gender, or religion, should actually be getting also another kind of a extra courses, reading instruction, a leg up, extra coaching, for example, how to take examinations. How you can get, for example, people into the police, into the army, into in fact, even the central services, by encouraging them to be able to take advantage of the opportunities available to them through merit. So even within reservations, it's possible to promote. But we need to encourage it because a lot of people need that.
Your Lordship Justice, what is your advice to the government on going about this? Has the time come to reevaluate the structure and scope of reservations? Not to weaken affirmative action, but to ensure it remains fair and relevant.
I have a slightly different take on reservation, which was really your question. Reservations were introduced in India in the backdrop of centuries of discrimination against the marginalized groups in our society, who did not, by the way, constitute a minority, but constitute the majority of the country. That's the difference, say, between India and the US. Now, the idea, therefore, was through reservations and affirmative action to mainstream them into Indian public life, Indian social life. The constitution itself was not just an instrument for the transfer of political power from a colonial to an independent Indian regime, but an instrument of social transformation. So there were two parallel movements which were going on when the constitution was drafted. And reservations in that sense proceed in the postulate that you can have a stable polity, you can have a stable society, when in all elements of the society, including those who have been historically discriminated against for centuries, are brought into the mainstream discourse. Now, we have to ask ourselves this question. Can we say today, 75 years after the Constitution has been adopted, that discrimination against, say, the marginalized community, the scheduled castes, the scheduled tribes in particular, has ended after 75 years? And the answer to that would be clearly in the negative. You still have students who commit suicide, Dalit students who have committed suicide so which means that the time where you can say that discrimination against the scheduled castes is ended has still not arrived in India. India still faces that. Having said that, judicially there have been a number of very innovative approaches to reservation. One of the decisions which we rendered as part of the Constitution bench was on this issue of subclassification. Can the state government subclassify the scheduled castes which are notified by Parliament to the President of the case so as to confine or give benefits to the most backward amongst them? The Supreme Court said yes. There's nothing in the Constitution which would prevent a state government from identifying those castes which are truly backward and then ensuring that benefits go to them, so that the benefits are not really absorbed by the most forward amongst the backward communities. So we've permitted that. The other reservation in India is for the socially and educationally backward classes of citizens, OBCs as we call them. That's how the Constitution calls it. Now, we've applied the creamy layer doctrine to reservations for the socially and educationally backward classes of citizens, which means that the most affluent amongst the socially and educationally backward classes of citizens are excluded from the benefit of reservations. The final point which I want to make on this, of course, you can spend the whole afternoon discussing this, is on what do you really mean by merit? Does merit mean, for instance, the scores which you clock?
Was not the direction I thought I was taking. This is the bad egg, and what we essentially did was I took the design from here, the bar is the same, and the booths are the same, and I basically put them down here, made it dark, and dingy, and now it looks like more of a
is that the raw scores which students attain in these tests are themselves the product of your cultural and social capital.
Pretty big, solid black.
The best students who generally score the best are those who have access to coaching classes,
is that it's
who have command over English. There are of course exceptions,
really needs to have
therefore
people
if you define merit not in terms of your ability to score in examinations, but merit in terms of inclusion, of the ability of our society to give responsible positions in governance to different segments of society. That is what defines merit. Then reservations are not contrary to merit, but they in fact further merit. Because it allows for people, whether they become IAS officers, whether they become IPS officers, doctors, an equal share of social development. Otherwise, what is happening even today, Anjani, is this, that if you look at the representation of the scheduled caste, for instance, you will find a lot of representation, improved representation at the lowest level, class 4 posts. When you come to the top posts, the most important positions of responsibility, you find them lacking even today. The same thing in the case of women, for instance.
Flush yourself down the
Where do you find... So therefore, I think, of course, Dr. Ambedkar believed that, reservations initially should be valid for 10 years. But I do believe that for India to maintain the sense of social harmony, social equilibrium, And I see the flip side, as we said in the law college, 50% of the seats are reserved. And I see the flip side from the point of view of a person belonging to a non-reserved community. But looking at it from an overall national perspective, I still do believe that reservations in India have been a very potent source
Well,
of
it's more of a
maintaining the
pitch
social
system.
equilibrium.
So the
They will draw
default is
all segments of the community,
but I will
giving
give
them
you,
an opportunity.
I will give you a discount based on how much I will see.
I agree with all that. Can I just ask you a question, Randy, on a very important aspect? So 2015, Justices Gogoi and Nariman, neither of them was
You could pay me 1,000 diamonds and I
came
would.
up with a judgment in that reservation
But
case. We actually declared that birth into a particular category would no longer be sufficient for the Supreme Court to commit reservations.
But if I
and they
didn't
wanted
like
the
your
government to
idea,
come back
I
with
would
a matrix
reject
of
it. I'd hit the
disabilities
button
that were
and it
entitled
would
to
be
personal.
ejected.
Now, curiously, Gogoi went on to become a CBI, never referred to his own judgment again. I believe he was the
Yeah,
principal author.
basically this is
And
shocking.
subsequently,
You
of
have to
course,
pitch
Nariman has
why
distinguished
you're
there.
frank.
You've had reservation-related cases coming before you. I've never seen another reference to this
I'll
argument
decide if
that, and the government has never come up with a matrix anyway, that you could actually make reservations and merit and all of these things something that is subject to a greater set of considerations than mere birth into a caste or a community. Then you would have, let's say,
full discretion.
have
At that point,
points
it's doing
for any single mother being coming from
just don't want people turning up and asking.
being from a certain caste or community, whatever, all of these things. And then, depending on that, you would qualify as that. That's what I understood as a language of it. I'm just curious what would happen to that.
You know, the moment you talk about these other metrics, then you are substituting the very foundation of the reservation policy in India, which is no, it isn't necessarily good. Now we have reservations under the EWS category, economically weaker sections, where you apply a pure economic criteria. But you can't really subsume reservations only under the economically weaker sections category. Because in some communities, birth within that community is itself a source of discrimination. Even in India today, if you go to the villages, birth within that caste or community is a very potent source of discrimination. Now, what the government has done, which is by bringing in the recent constitutional amendment, is to also allow for reservations to the EWS category, which is really to say that in the non-reserved category, namely the non-SC, ST, OBC categories as well, there may be people who would be economically underprivileged, who would also be given a certain degree of reservation, which is a different basis altogether of reservation. But to apply that criterion to castes which are fundamentally underprivileged, it would really take away the whole social basis of the reservation policy. And I still do believe that India has not still come to that point where we can say that, well, all communities are equally or all castes are equally situated, and therefore we can end reservation. I don't think India has come to that level at all.
That you know about this trap door, because I'd never be able to hit you with it anyway. You don't stand still. I was watching. I was listening to myself. It's on the pool table. How did I get it?
If you look at the scenario, the largest technology companies in the world are either American or Chinese. Many of them are led by Indian origin CEOs. Where did France lack?
This is a meeting point is first scale, not just for the French but for all the Europeans. Capital. And the third point, we have to find more appetite for risk.
France has been an all-weather friend for India.
The question is no longer whether the question is who will innovate within
Situations, it's hard to not get desperate. Just look at our preliminary plays. A steady stream of producers taking up Kiana James. Kiana needs to figure things out.
Do you think this is going to be an example for the world that now the new world order is about multipolarity? Do you think Indians can set an example?
You want to see?
series of cooperation.
I'll go set it up. Okay. So this is
I
the
really
old
believe
version.
that when we peanut, we deliver. Second, we don't want
This is why the trap door bits.
on one level to be called.
So you stand here and please act like a normal human
We
being.
don't have a good relationship with
Stand
the
still.
US and China. We have different relationships with
Off the camera.
between the
Alright,
and we are supporters of the French.
India leapfrog in technology.
This is my desk. Okay, there.
Things
Still.
like this, we created
Okay, because
and
that's very
got so many
keep
people
your
in the
stat.
system.
Yeah,
If you have to bet on one
Alright, so
technology,
you pitch me a really bad idea and I'm going to reject it.
which will be your moonshot for 2030 start.
Quantum computer will be where we can take the lead in leadership.
Is a quantum computer. Whichever nation's first developed a quantum computer will have a tremendous advantage.
Quantum supremacy.
Is the work happening in the backend?
Yeah, I think so because we have brilliant mathematicians, new capacities, and a lot of very performing startups and labs.
Welcome back.
I saw that you announced about 100
Yeah, I don't think I'll use that many wind charges.
1 year ago
But-
for the AI infrastructure.
I don't know, it was quite a lot.
technology to lead it forward.
So, I mean, this is my redstone machine. It's using all the same practicalities before, except I just push them into the spot and then push them onto here. It opens up that, pushes the wind charge cannon.
What's really sovereign about this when it's actually collaboration of the world, not just Europe? A student is 22-year-old is watching this. They want to come to France. Then what does France offer, which today a US and UK doesn't offer for the young startup founders or the people who want to build for the future?
We have a unique ecosystem. First, I want to convey a message to your students.
No
Universities.
way.
If you come to France, you can get access to the best quality universities and high schools. Second,
You
the
did that
language is
so
okay,
fast.
is English. And I really believe that France provides a unique mix of large companies and a lot of institutions. And at the same time, the most vibrant startups and innovation ecosystem in Europe.
Donald Trump shared your private messages. He threatened to put 200% tariff on you. You called his administration anti-Europe. Does this convey something about American leadership today? Should the world be scared?
I really believe that respect is
Okay,
part
well
of
now
leadership.
I have
You can
to do
share
mine.
ideas or not, you can disagree, but you have to do it in a respectful way. Within democracy that there, this is why I have always been extremely committed to fight against any sort of hate speech or violence in our societies, because when you have democracy, you have the right to change your leadership, you decide who will take
limited range
the
of
law on
things.
your behalf. So no need to be violent and disrespectful.
You're
But
going to be here. So the other part of the puzzle, right, is that
Me and my
this-
team
this
were
one
trying
block,
really hard
this
and
needs to
trying
open
all our best to
and
make
stay
sure that
open
India's voice
until they have
reaches
been
at the
ejected.
world
So it needs to
And for that, I have failure to say.
It might take
If
10
you have
years.
ever gotten value from this video, please subscribe to the channel. It's free and it takes only
That would be
one.
amazing. These
Because the more you subscribe, the more of a chance you
missing
get
pieces of the
to
puzzle.
get the kind of guest which we have today on our show. Our today's guest is President of French
I've got two
Republic,
members of the pair.
Manuel Valls. It's his first ever podcast in the world. This was the first time it's happening.
I honestly didn't expect this. I didn't see this coming.
We have spoken about India and France relations.
I love
We have
this.
spoken about his relationship
Genuinely.
with America,
I think
his
some of the
relationship
best
with
work
world
is
leaders.
coming out.
We have spoken about what is Europe trying to do differently. What does it mean for India? How is he making
Obsessed
sure
with
that
launching people.
India not only becomes a trade partner,
There's no
but a
way
strategic
we've done
partner
that
in the world which is heading towards multipolarity? How do we challenge the global world order? And do we even challenge order?
That's
All
still
these
taking all
questions
day.
have been answered by the French president in today's podcast. Beyond the honor, we see this as a responsibility. Because when someone like President Macron sits down with
It's a get out of my
it's
office.
an opportunity to talk about India, what we are getting at, where we are heading, and what the world needs to understand about
Not
India,
just
about
one
us
side,
right now.
both sides.
So that we can show the world where India stands and what are we
Needs to
doing.
line
And
that up.
get the president and global leaders'
It needs to squish them.
perspectives coming in. So thank you so much for being part of the journey. And for the audio experience of this podcast, please follow us on Spotify. But thank you so much for doing this and agreeing to do your first podcast with us. It's a pleasure.
This is mine. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I'm happy to be in Mumbai with you.
Now it just means linking up to the button.
Before we start, actually, for 0.01% people who don't know who you are and they're watching you for the first time, they have no clue. What would you tell them about yourself in next 30 seconds? Who you are and what do you do?
I'm a French
It's like
guy
one of those options.
here in Mumbai because I'm invited by your Prime Minister, and happy to be here, by the way. And involved in a very peculiar job and for the past few years, and full of appetite and enthusiasm, especially for other culture.
Lovely. And you're also an enthusiast. I saw that yesterday. That you're the guy who loves breaking protocol and running around. You can get free to jog, right?
Exactly. Yes, in the morning.
Yeah, how was that experience?
No, wonderful. It was a little bit hectic because of all the traffic in the city, but it was great. It was great. I mean, it was fun first with the side and second to have interactions without too much security. You always have a little bit security, but when it's, I would say, unexpected and not organized, you can indeed break the protocol. So early in the morning, I went to jog, and later in the evening, I went to the station to see beautiful architecture, and not just architecture, but the city.
Okay, let's dive into the technology part. I love what you're doing these days. I went through so many of his speeches, and the reason that you're here. I was reading a lot of history, and I found out that France
Let's do the wordle.
invented a lot of early technologies in the world. Right? But today, if you look at the scenario, the largest technology companies in the world are either American or Chinese. Many of them are led by Indian origin CEOs. What do you think? Where did France lack? Like, what happened? Is it the culture? Is it the taxes? Or is it something about the way Europe thinks about failure and risk?
Easy as that.
A mix of that, probably. But you're right to say that
Who's
we
that
had a
Pokemon?
lot of
It's
great
great.
researchers.
I'm still
we invented
falling.
a lot of big innovation. Even if science is a global approach, and cooperation between academics and researchers all over the world is what makes sense, and not just one country.
Do I make it to the
We
diner?
do have this culture of research, invention, entrepreneurship as well. I've always remind people that entrepreneur is a French word. And it was taken by the Muslim way. Entrepreneur is a French word. And we are still extremely active. If you take in Europe, these two main ecosystems in terms of innovation, startups, AI, quantum, are France and UK. Have you heard of the others? And if you take math and a lot of disciplines, we are still in very good position. But it's true that when you look at the tech sector, it's largely driven by the US, the large, these big 7 companies and the Chinese companies. Why? First, you have a question of scale. I really believe that Europe is the right approach. And still in the digital sector, but in a lot of sectors we are too much fragmented. So I think the missing point is first scale, not just for the French but for all the Europeans. So we have to finalize, to strengthen our single market, to be sure that the domestic market is a 450 million inhabitants market, meaning Europe and not just France. Second, capital. In the US, you have a lot of capital, a lot of big projects, so they invest a lot of money. And the paradox is that in Europe, you have a lot of savings, much more than in the US. But this saving is not properly invested because of too much. Too many regulations in the banking sector and the structure of our financing system, which is unadapted to the tech industry, because we are these savings are largely channeled towards the bond market, or they go outside Europe to search profitability. And the third point, you mentioned it, and I fully agree with you, is probably we have to find more appetite for risk. More appetite for risk. We should be much more risk taking. So scale, money, and risk taking.
So you sort of are addressing these things in multiple of your speeches and conversations. I saw that you announced about 109 billion euros
1 year ago.
1 year ago for the AI infrastructure, for the technology to lead it forward. But here's a question that you talk about scale, you talk about risk, and you talk about investment. Out of that almost 100 billion euros, 50 billion euros coming from UAE, right? Then, so money is foreign funded, infrastructure is going to be largely owned by UAE. The technology and intelligence is coming from America and China. And you're talking about Europe and building sovereign Europe AI. What's going to be sovereign about this when it's actually collaboration of the world, not just yours?
This is a very good question. 1 year ago, we announced a 109 billion euro investment, which is a big bunch of money, and we are deploying it, by the way, because more than 60% is already deployed, and we plugged a lot of sites. It's in order to build data centers. You're right. We speak about UAE, US projects. Why? Because the technology is largely in the US. But the data center which will be deployed in France will be used as well by our own players. If you don't have the computing capacity, you cannot deploy. And we are more cash today in the Gulf. And the technology for data centers in the US. But what we want to do is not to buy the solution. When we want to be more sovereign, more independent, we want to transfer technologies and attract foreign direct investments. This is exactly what we are doing. I created 8 years ago an event called Choose France, where a lot of Indian players come every year. And this event, plus all the reforms we implemented, made France number one in terms of attractiveness during the past 6 years. And this is good. What you mentioned, I mean, these AI data centers and all these investments are good for Europe and sovereignty. Why? They're located in my country. Second, they could be used by my players. So it will improve my AI ecosystem. Third, it will transfer a lot of these technologies. And fourth, I have a guarantee that these solutions are compliant with the European regulations. What's the alternative to that? As I don't have the technology and not the cash. It's not to make this investment and to buy elsewhere. If you buy just solutions, you buy solutions and you provide your data without any protection for your data and without any tech transfer. So I think it's a much better solution. The winner takes all in this market. And the big winners were these US hyperscalers. So you have to work with them, but to encourage and force sometimes them to comply with your market. And in parallel, you have to accelerate the deployment of your own solutions. If you take LLMs, we have Mistral AI, which is probably which is definitely the best European player, and a clear alternative of the US LLMs. So this is what we are doing.
Interesting. So one more thing you would need in this is attracting talent, attracting founders from all around the world, right? And attracting students at the same time. Right now there are about 9,300 students from India and France. You want them to go to 30,000, right? So every founder is watching this. You have announced the F Station in France, made it a big startup world for everyone. So if some founder is watching this, or a student who's 22-year-old is watching this, they want to come to France, then what does France offer, which today a US and UK doesn't offer for the young startup founders or the people who want to build for the future?
A unique ecosystem. First, I want to convey the message to your students, Indian students. If you come to France, you can get access to the best quality universities and high schools, from Polytechnique to Paris Sorbonne, from École Normale Supérieure to a lot of engineering schools. Second, the language is clearly is English. So because I know that a lot of sometimes idées reçues are the fact that you will be taught in French. It's very important. So you have the opportunity to have obviously all these years in the English language, but you get access as well to the diversity of the language, which is very important. And when you are Indian, you know that, given the number of official language, and this diversity is a source of not just energy but creativity. But you will have the best class high schools, English spoken professors and research, access to a good ecosystem. I really believe that France provides the unique mix of a mature economy with a lot of large companies, a lot of institutions, and at the same time there's a more vibrant, the most vibrant startups and innovation ecosystem in Europe. And third, it's clearly a vibrant place in terms of creativity, culture. And I think it's very important because when you speak about innovation, never forget the place of culture, art, cinema. And France is a link we have with India. We are extremely strong in creative and cultural industries. And I think this is a very important point, and not to forget to mention fashion. And this is a unique nexus where you have gastronomy, fashion, creativity, cinema, tech, entrepreneurship, and all the institutions, I would say, in the same place. And this is a unique occasion. And France is an excellent country point to the rest of Europe and continental Europe. But this mix of I would say assets is quite unique.
French people and France in general definitely has something which we call here is taste. The taste is very, very, like the moment you talk to a French person, the way they think about arts and culture and their ability to judge fine things in life is amazing. That's something to be appreciated, or I'm sure the world appreciates it already.
Thank you for letting me. The French taste indeed is this capacity of mixing a lot of not just competencies but art, innovation and life. And this is the part to say that life is something very special. Being together is something very special. Sharing moments and experience is something very special. And in this world, given the current environment, never forget that the most important thing is to share unique memories and experience.
True. Then, apart from culture, arts, taste, okay, we're talking about technology. India leapfrogged in technology when it comes to DPI, our Aadhaar, UPI, PG Locker, things like this. We created and escaped the 10 years of financial exclusion and actually now got so many people in the system. If you have to bet on one technology for France, which will be your moonshot for 2035, which technology would you bet on that the France will lead and dominate the world?
First, let me say how right you are when you mention India. I mean, your country is super impressive in terms of leapfrogging, but educating people and training people. I mean, today in India, you find every year more engineers than in years and years together. So it's such a resource. It's huge. And it needs a lot of talent, a lot of people. And on top of that, you leapfrog in terms of education competencies. And you have the same appetite of big emerging countries. And you were right to mention payment system and UPI. And I'm obsessed by that because, by the way, a lot of people are super dependent on US solutions on payment. I mean, it happens that in France, we do have our own solution as well. It's a card system. But it's UPI is such a scale. It's such a few years. It's very impressive. It's very hard to say what the moonshot will be because you never know And especially as a president, it's very hard to say it will be this one of the new shot because it's not the way innovation is functioning. You will probably lose several times, and the one you didn't see will be the one to succeed. I think the most important thing is to be sure that you provide the capacities and all the opportunities for a series of very disruptive innovations to succeed. And to make sure that none of them will succeed, and to accept that a lot of them will fail. And if I accepted to take the risk of your question, I would say horribly important. I would say content computer would be where we can take the lead and have leadership.
Is the work happening in the back end?
Yeah, I think so because we have unique mathematicians, new capacities, and a lot of very performing startups and labs. So I really believe that in this field we can deliver and have a moonshot. But more than that, I just want to convey a very simple message. When you speak about innovation and moonshots, it's all about taking risks. And it's all about accepting the risk. And it seems to be super counterintuitive. But if you want to think and deliver big, you have to take a lot of risk. Accept my challenge, you'll never succeed the first time. So if you don't accept to fail and to start again, you'll never succeed. And for me, the question for innovators, but it's good for countries and so on, is not to have people being super successful the first time. That's definitely cool. But it's to make sure that we have people ready to lose 8 times but try 9 times.
Moving away from technology, because you said it right, it's a mix of risk and accepting that you'll fail. And yet, even if you know there are 5 things which are popping right now, you can't choose which one is going to dominate. But one thing you seem to be very certain about, which is very reflective in your relationship with our country, which is France has been an all-weather friend for India. It's not only a good weather friend. And you can see that, like when the world is against France, all this stood up, the relationship with Prime Minister Modi has actually deepened as well. And after 2018, the Indo-Pacific announcement made, the relationship has gotten even more stronger. This kind of geopolitical certainty and friendship is rare to see in the world. Do you think this is going to be an example for the world that now the new world order is about multipolarity, where things are going to be balanced in friendship and not going to be one-sided? Do you think India is trying to set an example?
I really believe that when we team up, we deliver. So we launched together with Prime Minister Modi's Solar Alliance initiative with the We launched together during the G20, the IMEC. We are delivering and we will deliver. We decided together to deal with artificial intelligence and global regulation of conversation. We are doing it. Latvia and France doing the Action Summit. We are in India. So I think we clearly deliver complex results because it's based with all our differences. Because we are different as countries, as civilizations, as people. But I have indeed this great relation with your Prime Minister, and our countries have this great relation. Why? Because we have, beyond these differences, similarities. A taste for precisely culture, innovation, and diversity. When you speak to a French person, I mean, the relationship with language, with multilingualism, and respect of francophonie is super important. When I see the Prime Minister, he speaks in English and the diversity of their languages creates something very special because we don't like uniformity. Second, we don't want to be dependent on one of the two big powers.
There's
We
no
want to
way.
have
I
a good
built
relation with the
an
US.
entire
We have different
Mr.
relationships, by the way, with both of them,
Okay,
between
well,
India and France.
I am actually going to get
That's because there's a whole arsenal of the Indo-Pacific approach, meaning a third world. Something which is, I will not be confrontational with you, but I don't want to look down at you. Let me build my own future with full respect. And based
Just
on
as I
that,
thought.
this is a fact that
I thought.
believe.
Yeah, I don't have any Prismarine. This is it. Just a 17 blocks. I need Prismarine for today.
Makes sense.
Let's go to the shopping district. Let's start there
And in this world
and
where
let's
the
horse it.
rule of law is
I haven't horsed. Wait, no,
replaced
this is my way.
I would say the
Like so.
order of the
Now I have
strongest.
it. Perfect. We're gonna head to the shopping district. I haven't ridden Climb 11. Who are you? Climb 11? I believe it's 11. In quite some time.
This is where
So off we go. And this is good to have our feet on the ground and just experience what we've built so far this season.
what we see today.
So much already. We started this path in a live stream a while ago and haven't quite finished it, but is it even horseable? No, it's... Ow! It's painful. It's painful. Choosing to provide the bridge to the ground. Don't worry. Cool idea. Cool bridge I made, but will be demolished. Hello? Or in life, it's so funny how it works. The younger you are, the faster you want time to go. I want to turn 15 so I can get my driver's permit. I want to turn 16 so I can start driving. I want to turn 21 so I can be considered an adult and have more freedom. I want to be 25 so I can rent a car. Once you pass a certain age, you want everything to slow down. I'm in that phase of life. Slow down and smell the roses. Walk the path. See the view. I think Hermitcraft is most impressive on the ground. Fun to fly. Faster to fly, more efficient to fly. But Climb 11 is my reminder to slow down and enjoy the sights. Speaking of enjoying the sights, what the heck is this? what am I even looking at? Who is this monster? I have no idea what that is. I have yet to see it. Come on, Climb 11. Oh, well, that's fine. Let me on. I hate horses. Here it is. I believe this is Cleo's Prismarine shop. I think it's fairly new. I'm looking for a fence. Stay right there, Climb. Stay right there. Okay, so Scar is auctioning 100 diamonds. What is he auctioning? He's auctioning these EFO wings. May I try them on? Is it locked? Of course it's locked. Let me just unlock. That feels like I should have done that, but I did it. And I put them on, and how do I look? It's not bad. How do they look when you're flying? Not bad, they're pretty cool. Okay, let's see, what price are we dealing with? 100 diamonds, 120,000 from Brian. No, I cannot do 1,000. But I do have enough money to buy some humble, simple Prismarine. Wow. I don't know if I've ever seen Dark Prismarine in stock ever anywhere. And I never build with it because I never have it. I love it so much. 1 diamond per stack, 1, 2, 3. How much for 1 diamond for 2 stacks? Excuse me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, and 2 diamonds per stack. 1, 2, 3. Oh, goodness. This is. I don't need sea lanterns at the moment, but this is nice. This is it for diamonds for us. This is the moment where we need to 1 diamond per stack. We need to really figure out what we're doing. I could just mine it. I could just go underground. I mean, we are literally down to 61 diamonds, 1 stack. I didn't need all that Prismarine, but I kind of did. I kind of needed that Prismarine. I think we need a shop. Real bad. There's already so many shops selling things. Oh, this is a new one from Red. Arcane. Oh. This is cool. 1 diamond for 3 potions. Oh, this is cool. Might. Oh, that's cool. Rin did a very good job with this. Climb, careful, careful. Is there a hitching post? An XP machine. That's cool as well. I love this. Bottles of enchanting. I think for our game that we're working with survival of the fittest PvP arena game, I think we're going to need some of those XP bottles, and I think I'm going to be a big customer of his. Wow, Cubby make a big thing. Speaking of Cubby, he wanted to show me something that he made the other day, and it warmed my heart so much. Oh my goodness.
Respect was built in everything which goes with the civilization process. Was built year after year.
Oh my goodness.
In order to improve ourselves.
Dude, it appeared out of thin air in front of me. Oh my goodness, I have to step back and see this. This is from season 8, right?
This is from season 8?
Oh man. You know, Cub, this is a very controversial build of mine.
Oh, really?
Yes. Hated by many.
Ah, okay.
Yes, hated by many. But because it is different, it's very different.
And I do whatever I can to strengthen
I'm so sad that you had to. Was your inventory just a disaster?
Oh my, dude, I was. It's going to take a while to recover from this.
I might have some builds from a year before that would have had less.
We have to make sure
Less variation. This is when I took the turn to the dark side.
I love it. I think it's actually you don't know the reason besides it. It's like it looks straight. You know why else I would go.
Tell me why.
Alright, check this out. We close down here.
And on a more independent Europe. I really believe it's possible
Get ready.
window of
Okay.
opportunity. But
I didn't know I would have to be paid. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
So people will be able to see that from the T-Box.
Oh,
And see like your face and your background. It's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
But like when you land, like so your flight would be landing in this region of fairway.
Perfect. Perfect
And the
view.
second shot is like directly over the moon.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. So you gotta aim either blue left, blue right.
Oh, that's cool. So it's like a bit of an obstacle and a landmark. Is there an interior?
Yes.
No.
Complete interior. Yeah.
What?
Well, we created. I didn't add much on the outside.
Yeah. I needed that. Yeah.
There's the whole interior.
I need to walk through here again. I forgot all of this. Okay, yeah, this is my bed, my sleeping spot. Dude, I feel like an insane person built this. This is insane. There's holes in it. Yeah?
Answer me this.
I really believe we have to do much more game because
Big. Moon big.
I think we all went a little bit insane at the end of that.
We kind of did. Yeah. We were due.
We were.
Oh man, I forgot that. That's sideways helmet is a moon. Yeah. Right. Oh yeah, this was the enchanting area too. I mean,
This area is really nice. You out.
You know what? It's really weird saying thank you because you built it. I should be saying thank you. You should be. Wait, who should be? I'm grateful that it's you. That's
The
it.
Spider-Man team. We're pointing at each other.
Man, this is. I gotta tell you, I'm number one honored that you would pick pick this build.
Sure.
And I'm thankful that you did it too, because it's a really fun walk down memory lane. I love going back and looking at that old base from season 8. I think each base we make has its own personality and its own kind of timestamp of where we were at as far as building. This one also has its own personality. And I love it. I love going back and looking at that. That season 8 base, that was it was different. It was different, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good one. I think I really enjoyed our season 10 base as well. But this I can't beat that view. I love that view. We are now going to dive into some buildings. We're going to park climb 11 up here, and I've got some fun So last episode, we've slowly been chipping away at this area, and I think we've been making good progress. Last episode, we filled this field with poppies and red roses and tulips and even a couple of firefly bushes, which I think will emit particles at nighttime when people walk through here, and I think you'll be able to see them from a distance. I have to test that with another person at some point. But I'm really loving how everything is looking right now. And I love these clips. I think you guys enjoyed them too, from what I could tell. And the bridge as well, I think, is looking very cool. Now, we've got that land mass in place. Now I want to put something a point of interest. It looks cool on its own, but it has to have a reason. There's got to be reason for why. Why would anybody cross this bridge? Why would anybody try to go up this mountain? This is difficult. Try. Yes. And almost. We did. Very good job. So I put this pathway in here, kind of wrapping around the mountain. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm kind of learning like fences. I like fences, but they give off a little bit of a farm vibe. You can be very proud. I caught it. Yes. We're going to work on this pathway up here. And this is the stuff I love, okay? Looking at stuff from a distance, I feel like that's level 1 detail. You want something to look good from a distance. At level 1, but at level 2, when you're kind of walking around here, so you want that to look level 2 and 3 detail. So as we're walking through this area, we want to pretty all this stuff up, and we want to give a point of interest up here. Now, up here, I'm thinking we're going to make a kind of rounded structure that's about this size. This is the circle size we're going to do. Bang, bang. 5, so it's 5, and then 2 angles, and then 5 again. Did I do it? Yeah. Yes, it's enclosed. So this is about the size of the structure we're going to make. And it won't be super huge, but that's something with the scale in Minecraft is when you make a mountain like this, it looks very big from a distance, but all you have to do is put a big structure on top, and then all of a sudden it's very small. So we're going to respect the scale of this mountain, keep it looking large by putting a fairly small structure up here. And this structure will be our point of interest. Now, we're not going to make it out of prismarine. It's going to be out of deep slate and some other fun things. Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching this podcast till the end. Please let us know in the comments what all did we do right so that we can improve and do that better, and what all did we do wrong so that we never repeat it. And at the same time, please give us suggestions of who's the next guest that you want to see on the podcast. And don't forget to share this episode with at least one person who will get some insights, because one conversation is enough to give people.
We got a decent base here. Nice little circle shape with some good texture. And as you can see, there's windows here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this will be, I'll work out a little entrance right here. But I want to grab some things. Let's check in here. What do I have? Cauldron. That's what I need. Cauldron. For windows, I've got a fun one thing for windows. Okay, so could do big windows here, but because we're respecting the scale, we want to keep it a little smaller looking. And you would not believe how nice cauldrons look for windows. Let's put this in here and then brick walls, bring these down. And get some really great window shapes or arches there. We'll do that on each of these spots. So just cauldron, put copper here, just roughening it up. That's a pretty cool looking. I think that looks great. Let's check it from a distance. Good shape. I like that. Now, the window really stands out right now because there's no roof on top. Once it gets dark inside, I think it'll stand out a little bit better. On the outside, I'm trying to add some texture to it by putting some lighter colors here in the corners, and I actually want to get some light colors here as well. And I know this is crazy. This is where B-Dubs gets a little bit crazy. Putting some light gray stained glass. Let's see, we do it here. We kind of resemble some lighter pillars coming up like this, just like this one. So if we check that from a distance, you can see there's just a little line right there that breaks up the circle. Here, let's see, on this side, we don't have it at all. But it's a very subtle thing. It's a very subtle thing that makes a very big difference.
This thing, actually, why don't we start with this? And there was a time,
Cannot wait for Poplar. Poplar would be so perfect. Right now, I'm only looking at the levels, or lightness levels. This is not the right color for this, but at a distance, it's the right lightness level. It's not too dark, not too bright. It works really nice to create that little taper for those posts at the top. But when we get Poplar wood, which is like this color, is a fence, we'll put that in there. I think it'll look really nice. But we got a nice little dome shape. I like this. It's almost like a mausoleum type place. But I think it looks really cool. Walking up to it, I think we got a cool vibe as we walk up here. And today we're also going to work on prettying up this path walking up here. But I think it's cool. You're going to have you're going to get a very nice overview of the whole map. It's going to be pretty. I'm excited. Now, time to work out the interior. Is this going to create a hole? Yeah, it is. I think we shouldn't have a problem. I think this should be pretty easy. But what I love doing in situations like this, we're going to have a good opportunity to make a real pretty dome ceiling in here. And hopefully nothing spawns up there while we're working. But we're also, I like having the chance to, we'll see how high the floor hits us. We're going to build on top of this. And I think we're going to do like a mosaic tile floor. So first things first, let's find the center. Right here, center, yes. We'll start it like that, and then we'll work out like this. What's the thought process with these? Well, I have no idea. It's just, we're going to try to get colors that are fairly similar to each other and force them to blend. I think we'll go with the cyan out here, and the cyan is pretty vibrant, but I think we can make it work. We'll also, let's see, this is one, yeah, that's the direction I want. Boom and boom. So we have these brown. So we're transitioning from like gray to cyan to brown, and then outside we'll do some granite. But to help blend these transitions a little bit, I think we'll use lichen. This creeper face is a little too obvious, so if we put lichen on that, it's going to make it look a little more like a mosaic tile. And then even if we put some lichen in there, I think that'll help blend things quite a bit. And then if we just, I think if we do like a little bit of a checkerboard pattern with this, it should look pretty good and transition nicely into that brown color that we had there. Actually, seeing those dark shadows, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool, but I think we're just going to fill it in with granite, and it'll give just the effect of just some regular tile on the outside. That's cool. I like that. I love how this is brown terracotta. I love how it transitions one side of the brown so nicely. You get a cool little circle pattern that I think is very nice. Now that we have the floor in, I do think, let's slab this up. I know it's going to create kind of a weird gap right there that won't connect, but, and there's things we could do. I only got 7. I need more. That's okay. Maybe we'll have some bushes. I think we'll have some bushes on the outside there. Maybe we'll have them.
I think that really energized. Did you feel upset there?
Pretty cool look. Now, I've also got another idea. I want to build this dome, which will take quite some time. I want to do something interesting for curtains. I want to put curtains in here, and I want to go kind of sheer, and I had the idea of going with red glass. Red glass to look like a sheer curtain is kind of like a see-through looking curtain. And I just want to try it. 1, 2, 3. Let's try 1, 2. We need them to look a little bit imperfect. I like it. Especially when you start layering the panes on top. It adds like a level of thickness to it that's pretty cool. I do want to try something else. I did bring some terracotta. Scaffolding is so great. The best block. Thank you, Mojang, for making us this wonderful block for our game. I think this is looking pretty cool. Just that little bit of terracotta in there just to add a little bit of heft to it, I think looks cool. To bring this down, maybe we kind of billows out something like that. Let's take a look-see. I think it's cool. I think it blends real nice. Maybe could even get a little heavier with it. Put one in there. But this is a cool view. It's dark. It's very dark. We'll lighten it up with some candles and stuff. But, oh man, we're creating a feeling when you enter this room. And I want players, any player that makes it up here, to have a feeling. There's also some function that we're going to put into this area, of course. Every point of interest needs a function. But we'll talk about that in just a minute. I want to work on this dome ceiling, maybe some more interior stuff as well.
It's been like one thing after the other. We getting the first resignation of a minister in the Modi years under public pressure.
I think I'm excited for cushions. When cushions come out in the next update, I think I'm excited. But I really do love the difficulty of interiors and kind of forcing yourself to do different things. Cushions will be great. They'll be great. But sometimes, oh man, so it might make it too easy. I don't know. Here we are. We're candling. We're going to light these candles up. Light the candle. All of them. Now, 1 candle is low light. 4 candles is more light. So that's no. We'll light those up to kind of light up the room. Actually, I was thinking as well. We can make this transition even better. Like this. We go here and put it right in the corner. That's kind of cool. It just adds like a little brown dot right there. That's cool. That's cool. You know, I mean, people might break all this stuff or whatever. It is what it is. But we're coming right along. I want to start working on this little interest area. I think this is all I'm going to do. So if we do, I'm thinking of just like a little bit of a statue. That looks like a nice little banister for a statue to sit on, but we can spice it up even more. Oh, yes. Okay, that's another, okay, look, shelves. Shelves are a great Great little addition, adding a new model in the game. I love that. Let's make ourselves an armor stand. I know how to make an armor stand. It's easy. It's easy to make armor stand. Everybody knows how to do it. It is smooth stone. Oh, great. Lucky for me, I have my great organized. Let's see, it's probably in the lighter blocks. And smooth stone. Aha. Okay, I'm still getting used to it. Okay, here it is. Here in the lightest of areas. Boom. Got it. Okay. And as I was saying, I know how to make an armor stand. It's simple and easy. Just like that, we have it. Here. And boom. How does anybody? Aha. How does anybody ever play this game without, well, I guess there's a cookbook, you can see. We put an armor stand up there, yeah. And we put some armor on it. But I have to think about functionality in this. Like, if somebody comes all the way up here and just easily gets armor, I don't like that. That's too easy. That's too quick in and out. Boom, 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 grab armor, and then you're out. I need something that's going to kind of delay them or hinder them from getting in there. And that's where I think I will do science. And all this science will take is a dispenser and some redstone. And that will start today's segment of Redstone with Beto! My world famous segment. That is world famous. Uh-oh. I can fix this. I can fix this. I want it to be kind of like an adventure map where, of course, players can break blocks, but I don't want them to break blocks. Please don't break blocks. Will be the request. So that I can easily just play. For this Windows sake, put something like that. So we'll totally hide the dispenser. That's fine. You're not going to see it anyway. Let's craft up another shelf as well. No, it's not. What? Oh, it's like this. How in the world do people know this stuff? I'm supposed to be a professional. There we go. It's totally covered up. That's perfect. And it still looks good. I think that still looks nice. It doesn't obstruct the view too much, and then it won't be accessible. But if we throw a pair of boots in there, okay? And we go like this, and I've broken in. I've created a little hole for myself, and I think, obviously, I'll have to hook something up, but there's nothing on the armor stand. Can it go through this slab? Oh, it does. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, just using leather armor for the moment. I'll figure out, what's balanced and stuff later, but all I would have to do is set up like an altar type thing. Let's just say that represents like a chest, and then you have to put a certain item in it to get that redstone trigger to put a piece of armor on. I think that's going to be really cool function. Now these are secrets that we know, you guys. We know this stuff, but we don't tell the other hermits, okay? That there's special ways to get this stuff. Yeah, please. Okay. For now, we'll just leave that closed up. But there's also, I put a lodestone in there. So I'm thinking, as far as loot throughout the world, in some of our cities, our big tower is way over there, but maybe you're looting in this city over here. And you find yourself a chest. Wait a second. I found myself a chest. Welcome to the Hammer Bros. Papa K. Oh, how old is this? This must have been here forever. Grease rod and heavy core. Hey! Now, do I want to use this? No, I should make a hammer. It could make a great decoration. I got a mace now. I'm a mace boy. I've never hit a mace shot in my entire life, ever. What a nice gift. Okay, great example. So you find some loot, you find a compass that's pointing towards that place with whatever the key is, whatever you need to sacrifice, and it'll lead you to that. But if you haven't found that yet and you get up there, you get nothing. I think that's a really cool concept. Obviously, I'm just now thinking of this, so I might change my mind, or there might be some things I'm missing along the way. But now, I I want to kind of work on the landscape around this area. No build is complete without some nice landscape. And right now, everything feels just very barren and untouched. It's pretty easy to make it feel a little bit nicer by just putting grass down and stuff like that. But I want to bridge this transition a little bit to where if you were walking on the cliffside, you would see a lot of the rocks from the side kind of pulling down. So I want to kind of, like here we do like a little blackstone transition, and it'll also help with getting some slabs in here to make this path a little bit nicer to walk around so you're not having to jump all the time. Maybe some walls as well. I had fences earlier in the episode you saw, but maybe some more sturdy brick walls or something. Just give a little bit of safety as we go. This is just something that you kind of get in the zone. Get a bunch of leaves and grass and stuff and just start filling it out. So I'll get to work on that. We can talk about it a little more in a moment. Dummy old beat up dummy. Sometimes I forget to record for the replay stuff, and I forgot to record. I did some adjustments on Morocco. Put some grass on it because I want to. But what a look! Like last episode, we made this thing, and it looked really cool. But we've got those level 2 details in there, those next level details, and it's just, now it's alive. And you know what's a mess? You know what's ruining things? This tree right here. You are ruining everything. Remember what I told you about scale. It's very important to retain the scale in that tree. There's a big height. That'll go away and everything will feel much nicer. But I did, and I don't know how much of this you'll see, but I was working on the landscape of this area. So let's work our way up there. I'm thinking I'd like to really control the pad that we're going to take. Ooh, I just installed, you might have seen that. Hold on. I installed a mod to add trails. I don't know. Hey, you know what? I play Minecraft for a living. I gotta have fun sometimes. You gotta have a little bit of fun. I'd like to control the way the hermits maneuver around the map in a way that I'd like them to go through here. So I think I'm gonna create some visual points to kind of force them this direction. And I haven't really dressed this up, but I've got figured out how to get it. But we'll go up here, and those trees will kind of be a visual landmark to say, okay, maybe I go up there. I think it'll be pretty easy to navigate. And then we have our bridge, and now we'll start seeing some of the things that V-Dubs has done to make it look a little bit nicer around here. So, just like I said, bringing some of the stone down into the flatter area so that it just transition points. We have just some bushes, again, stone. So now, yeah, there are some full block jumps, but it's much easier to navigate. And then some candles and stuff to kind of light the path because I've played it. And I think I want to put a mod switch in here so there's no mod. But I think playing in the dark would be cool and atmospheric. I've started to put some trees out here as well. I've been studying, in my real life, I've been studying Japanese landscape design fundamentals. Because I think the Japanese do it better than anybody else. I also, we got things to talk about, but let me finish my thought. There's a lot of talk about balance. Excuse me, what a good sleeper. There's a lot of talk about balance and not interrupting the flow of things and stuff. So I'm trying to incorporate that into my Minecraft landscapes as well. So, look at my feet. What is happening? I've been talking about footsteps in Minecraft. This is a client-side mod that I think will work. I'll have to go look at another hermit and see. Obviously, I'm not going to play like this all the time. But this is leaving footsteps, and you can set the time of how long the footsteps stay, so they'll slowly fade. But you could be playing, we could be playing this PvP map, and then all of a sudden see some footsteps, and you could hunt and stalk somebody, which I think would be so fun. I'm trying to do things like put firefly bushes, and I want to put like things up in here that kind of signify like, oh, somebody's in this area. Maybe a light turns on somewhere, or smoke comes up, or visual things that kind of tell you, hey, go here, go get something. I got a couple things. I'm not completely done, but I wanted to check this to see if this was it. Because cauldrons, as we used here, are great for deep slate stuff, but also hoppers are cool for detail as well. You know what? It looks fantastic. I'm not even going to fuss with it. It looks wonderful. I also wanted to do another thing. Let's do another thing that I think will look pretty cool. But I kind of built like some structural pillars that are ruined, that are going up here. Just some cool structural points of interest. That's what I want to do here. I will show you. I think right here. This is a good spot. Let's go here. And let's go under. And let's start like this. So, banners. If you put a banner on a wall, it doesn't connect. And I think that's a mistake. I think that's a Minecraft mistake. If you put a banner on a bar, it doesn't connect. I think that's a Minecraft mistake. I think fences and things, if something can be placed up against something, it should connect. So that wall should come out, just as it did here. I think the same for fences as well, but don't get me started. So that causes a bit of a problem when we're wanting to hang banners on stuff. We gotta do some tricks and stuff. But, hello, what about this wide? Okay? Actually, I think I'm gonna do this backwards. Let's do this backwards. If we go like that, that lines right up with that. And then if we go like that, and then if we go like that, that looks pretty cool. Yeah, I'm going to turn it a little more. But then that's the exact same size post. Actually, there's some Z fighting there that I don't love, so maybe... Yeah, that looks cool. It's cool. Even the fact that it just looks like it's a broken off stick or something. That's a cool look. I like that. I don't know if this is the exact banner we're going to use. Might be a little bit different, but I think it looks really cool. You know what? I'm going to turn these footsteps off. Maybe I should go test it. Please walk. I will walk. All right, thank you.
Are you having mod issues with your fancy extra animations and things?
How do you know that? How do you know that?
I can just tell. I can tell.
How do you know that? I'm testing something. Hold on. Walk on this dirt for me, please.
Sure. And stretch,
yeah,
and turn,
it works.
And walk and turn.
Okay,
walk
okay,
and turn.
That's great. It works. I have found in my vanilla PvP game that I'm making, I have found a footsteps mod.
Oh, really?
Yes, and you can set client side, but it worked. I could see your footsteps.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So is it just certain blocks or like,
you know what? That's a great point. I don't think it's on this wood. It's not showing up on this block, right? It must be. I bet that's configured too. But just see it on the mycelium. Yep, I see it on the mycelium. Okay. That's all I wanted. You want to see what I made, I guess?
Sure.
Okay, I can show you what I made. Oh, I can see Ethos Trail. I installed Elytra trails as well. Yeah. Some firefly bushes. Oh, actually, I can test this right now. I want to see if I can see those particles. I could see them. I don't know if they're residual. Yeah.
So they'll only show up if something's like there or there or something.
Yes, but I didn't know if that was like purely client side, if like only, like I could I see particles in the movement? You know what I mean?
Right. Is that part 4?
No. No, actually. Could be.
Could be. It's very close.
It looks like a good hardcore thing. So, there's science in here. You want to know what this science is?
Try to figure it out.
Okay.
Is it about the rug?
No.
The fancy rug.
Let's put that there. I mean, imagine that's a chest.
Okay.
Could you put the pieces together now?
Is this like you? I really can't.
Okay. So, all right.
I'm assuming it's like some kind of like particular armor thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming you got Spencer hidden behind the shelf there?
Yes. Very good. So, up in the center of the ceiling, I got a lodestone. Right. So I think I think I'm going to have like a piece of loot that would be like key or sacrifice or something. Right. That with a lodestone compass that will lead you here. You drop in the chest, and then it triggers the dispenser. Well, armor on the armor stand, you get an armor piece.
You gotta take it with.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Is that cool?
So visual, too.
It's very visual. Yeah, it's very good. And have portal around the map to where it leads four people here to try to push people together, you know?
Yeah. As a big quest, too, because like you get climbing spot, you like open up the mountain here.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
It gets people moving around the map.
Yeah. Forcing movement. Yeah.
No, I like that. That's a really cool idea.
Okay. I passed the test.
I'm not changing it now.
Okay. Etho helped me test some things. Here's another example of particles. And we can see them now because we were just there, but now I'm in my camera fly head and they go away. Might require another mod for my purely vanilla PvP experience on a vanilla Minecraft server. I've turned the footsteps off now, and they're disappearing. That was a good test with Etho, though. We're seeing that it's only on, like, natural blocks, like grass and stuff like that. Maybe configurable. I actually am pretty sure 100% it's configurable. But you guys, I'm sure you can tell I'm really sinking my teeth into this project. I'm falling asleep thinking about it, and I can't get it done fast enough. Little pieces like this have been very exciting for me to work out. But I think this is all coming along. It's all looking really cool. We've made something that looks really nice. We'll make sure this is all functional. And you know what? As a matter of fact, we talked about let's go into the new update with the cushions and stuff, and we'll have some fun playing with some of the new blocks. It's the Hermitcraft world, but it's in the new update, and it's pure vanilla, and it's nighttime, which you really never see. And I had no idea the field sparkled like this at nighttime. That's crazy. We can kind of see the whole thing at night and see what it looks like. It's awfully dark. There we go, noon. I teased some things about the new update, and I gotta do them. I have to. How can I not? The poplar wood? Let's check and see. How good is this? Oh, it's perfect. Oh, it's literally perfect. I didn't know for sure. I was guessing before. Would that be good? It's great. It's really good. I love how that looks. What is this? It's literally the perfect color. It blends in so fantastic. I love that. I'm so happy they added this colored wood. I think this might be the new most favorite. I've been working on some other things in here as well. Okay? This is where I'm actually stumped. I started showing you some stuff, but then I realized we have a problem, and that problem is this. I want to set it up as clean as possible. Like, this is the look I'm going for. Stubborn with this look. I want it to look like this. The chest is going to signify to Etho and others, because Etho wasn't like exactly sure. I think the chest is going to say, something goes in here. But if I put a hopper right below it, that's visible, and you can access it and kind of get in things. So cushions are awesome because it even makes it look nicer. It looks cooler like this. But if you sit on the cushion, you get stuck. And I literally can't get out. Same for survival. Maybe even worse. Yeah, survival mode, completely stuck. So never playing with the cushions before, I imagine that's going to be a problem. I imagine people are going to use these decorations everywhere. People are going to sit in them and get stuck and have to break something to get out. That's a new thing that's going to happen in Minecraft, which is, you know what, it's a good trade-off. So I'm not exactly sure. I mean, I'll figure something out. But I thought a cushion right there would be really cool. Also, check this out. I mean, if I just want to change the shape of this thing slightly, put those cushions in the stair like that, and it's in better shape. It looks nice. But there's chairs and tables and stuff that we can rework and stuff. I think it's going to be great. A solution could be that your cushion here, you just look over and grab another cushion. That might be the solution. But anyway, here's the system. So I've got it all wired up. This is a trap chest, so you can put something in it and take it out. Or put something in it, and if it doesn't work, it stays. But if you put the right thing, this is a compass.